There's a legend about a city built on salt, a briny treasure that once made this place richer than New York City. They called it the Salt City, Syracuse. Most people just fly over it now, a blip between the Big Apple and somewhere else. They see the snow totals and shudder, but they don't know the secret. Syracuse is a city of survivors, its grit and history etched into the architecture. The salt wells are gone, the industry that built fortunes has evaporated. What do you do when your reason for being is just a memory? You adapt. You find new reasons to be proud. Walk downtown, you can almost hear the ghosts of salt barons. Their legacy stands in the grand, slightly weary buildings lining the streets. Places like the landmark theater remind us this wasn't always a flyover town. Forgotten places hold the real stories. I'm not interested in the polished version of America. I want the complicated. Syracuse challenges your preconceptions. It forces you to look closer. Here you can still find a corner bar unchanged in 50 years. This is the untold story of upstate New York. And it's a story worth telling. Syracuse is more honest than shiny, new places with no stories to tell. The patina of age, the scars of a life lived hard, these are its beauty. It's a city that refuses to be forgotten. Syracuse is a place that's seen better days, but that's what makes it interesting. It's a city that survives. And that's just the beginning. Before highways, there was the Erie Canal, Clinton's Ditch, a crazy idea that connected the Great Lakes to the Atlantic. Syracuse was at its heart, transformed from a sleepy settlement into a bustling hub. The canal sliced through the city, a liquid highway of barges, mules, and big dreams. Erie Boulevard now follows its path, a strip of car dealerships and fast food, but the past lingers. The Waylock building stands as a monument to that era, now a museum of a loud, boisterous past. Imagine the noise, the smells, the constant motion. It was the internet of its day, moving goods, people, and ideas. The canal brought more than goods. It brought people, Irish, Germans, Italians, Poles, who dug the ditch and stayed to build the city. They carved out neighborhoods, the North Side, the West Side, Tipperary Hill, living legacies of those who came with nothing and built a community. The canal may be gone, but the spirit of those it brought remains. Syracuse learned resilience here, a toughness that endures. You see it in the way people shovel sidewalks in a blizzard, in their fierce devotion to local teams. The water receded, but the current of history still runs deep. The city's patchwork of cultures is its DNA. Syracuse was a frontier town, a boom town, and when the boom went bust, that same spirit helped it survive. The canal taught Syracuse how to be tough. It's a lesson the city has never forgotten. The city's edges are rough, its heart defiant. That's the legacy of the Erie Canal, and it's still alive today. To understand Syracuse, you have to get into the neighborhoods. The North Side, once German, then Italian, now a vibrant mix from all over the world. Vietnamese pho shops, Bosnian bakeries, espresso bars, and noodle soup all on the same block. Tipperary Hill, the Irish heart, where the traffic light famously has green on top, a small act of defiance, a perfect Syracuse story. The West Side, once Polish, still anchored by the Polish National Home and Sacred Heart Basilica, keeps traditions alive with polka nights and pierogi sales. These neighborhoods are the city's true character, not in office buildings or the university, but in front porches, corner stores, and local bars. Each is its own world, but together they create something uniquely Syracuse. The city's story is told in shared meals and memories, not grand monuments. It's a mosaic of cultures, a city of communities. Walk these streets and you'll find the real Syracuse. It's a place of resilience, flavor, and pride. The neighborhoods are the city's soul, and they're still writing the story. You can't talk about Syracuse without salt potatoes. The city's most iconic dish, born from its history. Irish salt miners boiled small potatoes in briny well water, forming a salty crust and creamy inside, a cheap, hearty meal for hard work. Today, salt potatoes are at every barbecue and family gathering. A taste of history. Dip one in melted butter and you're eating Syracuse's past. It's simple, unpretentious, and perfect. The food scene is more than potatoes, though. Dinosaur Bar BK started as a biker stand and became a legendary joint. Ribs, pulled pork, blues music, and soul. Italian bakeries like Columbus Baking Company have baked bread in the same oven for over a century. No fancy storefront, just honest, warm bread. Food here is a direct connection to the city's immigrant past. In Syracuse, a meal is never just a meal, it's a history lesson. The city's flavors are its story. Every bite is a reminder of where Syracuse came from. The food is honest, authentic, and rooted in place. Salt potatoes, barbecue, fresh bread. These are Syracuse. And they're worth tasting. Here, food is memory. A city is nothing without its people. And in Syracuse, those who stay are a special breed. They're the keepers of the flame, remembering what this place was, and believing in what it can be. There's a defensive pride here, a willingness to complain, but a fiercer urge to defend. I met Frank at a North Side bar, third-generation Syracusan, son and grandson of immigrants and factory workers. The plant closed, friends left, but Frank stayed, opened a small engine shop, raised his family. "This is home," he shrugged. "Where else would I go?" There's a stubbornness here, a refusal to give up. Small business owners are revitalizing downtown, betting on Syracuse's future. It's quiet heroism, no headlines, but it keeps the city running. This isn't blind optimism, it's hope tested by decades of decline and brutal winters. People here know the challenges, but also the strengths. Strong communities, affordable living, natural beauty nearby. They've chosen to stay and fight for their city. That's a story you don't hear often enough. The people are Syracuse's engine. Their belief is the city's heartbeat. They're not looking for pity, just a chance to build something better. The city's future depends on them. And they're not giving up. Syracuse survives because of its people. And that's its greatest strength. The real character of Syracuse is found in places that don't make the tourist brochures. Oakwood Cemetery, a sprawling, haunting Victorian park, holds the city's history among its hills and mausoleums. The Museum of Intrigue, an interactive downtown experience, lets you become part of a story, searching for clues in elaborately designed rooms. The Palace Theater, a ghost of 1920s glamour, sits waiting for revival, a symbol of the city itself, worn, neglected, but beautiful. These places give Syracuse its texture. Don't forget the little things. Hot dog stands like hides of Liverpool, neighborhood parks, old factories turned lofts. These aren't grand monuments, but the fabric of daily life. They hold the city's collective memory. To understand Syracuse, you have to see the beauty in forgotten corners. The city's soul is in these everyday landmarks. They're the places that matter most. They tell the real story, and they're worth discovering. Syracuse's heart beats in its hidden places. Syracuse is famous for its snow, lake-effect storms that bury the city every winter. The rest of the country sees a frozen hellscape. Locals see a shared challenge that binds them together. Winter quiets the city, life moves indoors, to bars, restaurants, and the Carrier Dome, the city's winter heart. When the Orange play, the whole city is focused on that building, a beacon in the cold. Then summer comes, and the city explodes with life. People pour into parks, patios, and the Finger Lakes. Festivals every weekend celebrate jazz, Greek, and Irish heritage. The harsh winter makes summer's sweetness more intense, a cycle of endurance and release. It forges a certain kind of person, resilient, appreciative of the good times. You don't just live in Syracuse, you survive it. And in that survival you find a deep appreciation for a warm summer night. The city's duality is its character, winter and summer, endurance and celebration. That's Syracuse, and it's unforgettable. The weather shapes the people, and the story. At summer's end, the Great New York State Fair takes over Syracuse, a glorious, chaotic spectacle. For 12 days, it's the region's center farmers, politicians, city kids, all together. The food is legendary: sausage, corn, pizza fritte, deep-fried everything, and the famous 25-cent milk. It's sensory overload, a feast of epic proportions. But the fair is more than food. It's a snapshot of the state prize pigs, giant pumpkins, and the latest gadgets. The fair is a great equalizer. Everyone is just another face in the crowd, marveling at butter sculptures or chasing a stuffed animal prize. It's loud, crowded, a little tacky, and absolutely essential. The perfect end to a Syracuse summer, one last blast before winter sets in. The fair brings the community together, and it's a tradition that endures. Why care about a post-industrial city in upstate New York? Because Syracuse is America, the real America. It's a city with a rich, complicated history and an uncertain future. Syracuse faces the same struggles as many cities: economic change, population loss, the fight to redefine itself, but there's a spirit here: toughness, humor, loyalty to a place that isn't always easy to love. The stories of salt miners, canal workers, and immigrants are alive in the food, the architecture, the streets. Syracuse values its past in a country obsessed with the next new thing. This isn't a plea for pity, just a suggestion. Look beyond the headlines, take a detour, and spend time in a place with a real story. Eat a salt potato, have a beer in a Tip Hill pub, walk Oakwood Cemetery, talk to the people who stayed. Forgotten cities like Syracuse keep a certain American truth alive. Progress isn't always a straight line. Boom is followed by bust, but real strength is in the people. Syracuse is a story of survival. And that's a story we all need to hear. The city's heart is still beating strong, you just have to be willing to listen. Syracuse matters because it endures.